Staying up. I'm wilding out. I'm leaning in.
Hey,
I'm
what's up,
leaning.
guys? Pallab here from nothingwire.com, and I've been full reviewing the Samsung J series of phones, and particularly the J2, the J5, and J7 for the past one and a half months. And now, when it was time to give this device back, because obviously, these are review devices, we need to give them back to the company after we full review them. We full reviewed all these three devices, so you can check those out on our channel. Now, when it was time to return them back, I was just curious because during my full review, there was some point that really interested me, really intrigued me about these three devices that go actually in favor of these, and for which I believe they can be great value for money at different price points. All these are different price points, J2 being the most entry level of them, and J7 being the most premium in the J series. So I'm gonna give you possibly 5 reasons because of which you might want to consider them as great value for money and possibly your next primary or even a secondary device depending on the budget that you want to spend. So reason number one is that at these price points, getting a Super AMOLED screen is a great deal, particularly for the J2. All these three devices have Super AMOLED screens. Now, Super AMOLED screens are much better than the LCD screen in terms of contrast and vividness of color. So whenever you're watching those movies or you're just viewing the photos kind of stuff, it has better viewing angles, so multiple people can view those photos or movies from different angle, much better viewing angles. Plus the colors are vivid, the contrast ratios are much better than the one on the LCD screen, so you get vivid colors, deep colors. So that means the screens are brighter and crisper in general. And also, Super AMOLED screen generally have better sunlight legibility than the LCD screen, the typical LCD screen. So even the S2, even the J2 here, sorry, has a Super AMOLED screen. So that's number one, and that's a great deal. Number two is that these all are dual SIM, but that's not a new thing. But both their SIMs in each of these devices support 4G. Now, at this price level, maybe at the price level of J7, you might get a device from a manufacturer much less famous or popular than Samsung to have both the SIMs 4G capable. But these price points, it's really difficult for a device to have both the SIMs 4G capable. We've seen 4G devices, but generally at the entry or at the entry mid-level, entry to mid-level price points, we've seen that the devices that come with dual SIM and 4G capabilities, generally SIM 1 only supports 4G. But each of these devices, even the J2 here, is dual SIM and both the SIMs support 4G. Reason number three, and that's possibly my personal favorite, is the ultra data saving mode. Now, what it does is that it only works, when you're on a cell network. That means 3G or 4G. For obvious reason, we generally get lots and lots of data on Wi-Fi. So generally, we only tend to be curious about the data saving thing, while on the go, while we're using 3G or 4G. We tend to be very, very conservative, particularly while watching videos or streaming photos, streaming songs, those kind of things. Each of these phones support ultra data saving mode. So you have an app called Smart Manager, and there you have these settings, this option of turning on the data saving mode. And Samsung claims that it saves up to 50% of data by restricting the data usage of browser and apps, and also it restrict the background data refresh, which meaning that those apps that continuously refresh the background or even when you're not using the phone might use up a lot of data without you even knowing. So it restricts that background data refresh also, and it's pretty easy to turn on. And also, although we could not verify exactly the 50% of data saving, but we've seen that a considerable amount of data was saved. Reason number four is that's not applicable to the J2, but both J5 and J7 have front LED flash. So whenever you're taking those selfies under low light, you have the option of turning on the flash. And that's a really important thing these days in the age of selfies. People are bumping up the front camera, but not many phones, specifically at these price ranges, carry front LED flash. So that's a really important feature and something that I think is really important. Reason number 5 is possibly one of the most cliched and talked about, but then one of the most critical reasons for buying a phone, or at least should be. Now that's availability of an after sales service, or in general availability of these phones. I mean, of late, people have been, buying phones from much less known, manufacturers, which make good phones, but then the after sale service, the service centers are almost non-existent. Plus, I hate this, process of online flash sales. So these 5 reasons are the ones that I think because of which the Samsung J series in particular is very great value for money, and you should definitely look at them if you're planning for your next primary budget phone or even a secondary phone. Thank you.